One, two, three, let's go!
A pleasant day. I'm Teacher Chari. In this video, I'm going to deliver a lesson related to reading fluency. But before that, let's have a quick review of what is reading fluency. What is reading fluency? Reading fluency is the ability to read a text accurately. Actually, fluency has four aspects. First is accuracy, which is reading the words correctly or accurately. Second is rate, which is the ability to read an efficient rate that is not too fast or too slow. Third is expression, which is reading in a way that sounds like spoken language. This means that the child uses appropriate emotion to read aloud, pauses for periods and commas, and emphasizes important words. For fluency is the bridge between being able to read or decode words and to comprehend or understand what is read. The real goal of reading fluency is to help children read a text with ease so they can focus on understanding what they've read. And now, let's proceed to the lesson demonstration. The objectives of our lesson for today: at the end of the lesson, the students are expected to learn about extensive reading, understand the meaning of the story as quickly as possible, increase passive vocabulary, develop the habit of reading for pleasure, and concentrate upon subject matter. Our lesson for today is extensive reading. So what is extensive reading? Extensive reading, or reading for fluency, means to read silently and quickly. It involves reading of longer texts for pleasure, and the students are made to read as much as possible. For extensive reading, trains the readers to understand the subject matter as quickly as possible. Also, it plays a vital role in the learning of second or foreign language. Moreover, in extensive reading, the readers must read silently and understand the matter. Since our topic for today is related to reading fluency, automatically in this session, you are going to read a piece of poetry. Let me give some hints what you are going to read for today. The first hint is that it is a short story that was first published in August 1843 in the Saturday Evening Post. The second hint is that it is one of Poe's shorter stories and one of his most disturbing, focusing on cruelty towards animals, murder, and guilt, and told by an unreliable narrator who's rather difficult to like. What do you think is the title of the story that you are going to read for today? And this is the last hint. So, the short story that you are going to read for today is entitled The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. The Black Cat illustrates best the capacity of human mind to observe its own deterioration and the ability of mind to comment upon its own destruction without being able to objectively halt that deterioration. But before we proceed to silent reading, allow me first to present some vocabularies that can be found from the text. The first one is succinctly, which is defined as in a brief and clearly expressed manner. Second is phantasm, a product of fantasy. Conspicuous, obvious to the eye or mind. Next is remorse, a feeling of being sorry for doing something bad or wrong in the past. The feeling of guilt. The next one is unfathomable, impossible to understand. Next is conflagration, a large destructive fire. Next is ammonia, a colorless gas or liquid that has a strong smell and taste, and that is used especially in cleaning products. The next Vocabulary is odious, causing hatred or strong dislike. Next is feeble, very weak or not good enough. Felicity, great happiness. Vigorous, healthy and strong or than with great force or energy. Second to the last is pertinacity, perversely persistent. And lastly, stupefied, to shock or surprise someone very much. And now it's time for silent reading. The students are asked to read the text comprehensively so they can answer the questions afterwards. After silent reading, the students are asked to answer the following questions in a one whole sheet of paper. Number 1. What is the theme of the story? Number 2. What is the setting of the story? Number 3. In the story, how does the narrator describe himself? Number 4. What does the second cat with the patch in his neck reminds the narrators of? And lastly, what made the narrator kill his wife? And that's the end of our lesson for today. See you in our next class, students.